Weather Scope.
Monsoonal rains continue tonight in the desert southwest, and flash flooding has been reported in Arizona and New Mexico. We'll have all the details on that coming up. Good evening, I'm Christina Abernathy. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Mike Seidel here at the Weather Channel. But first, we focus on the front that is going to bring some cool fall weather, or fall-like weather, to much of the east. Today it brought thunderstorms and rain to the mid-Atlantic states, including the nation's capital. Showers and thunderstorms, brief as they were, moved through this afternoon to relieve the heat. Temperatures dropped over 10 degrees from the mid-80s down to the low 70s, and the wind picked up. And there's more rain moving into the area this evening. We'll check the radar for you out of Washington and Baltimore coming up in just a minute. Meanwhile, we check in on the rainfall from this morning. Pre-dawn thunderstorms and heavy rain caused flooding in some areas around Columbus, Ohio. Now, it was still raining during your morning rush hour. You can see the traffic backed up here, the headlights on, and ponding on the roadways, virtual lake there. And that's what we mean by ponding, where the water collects because the drainage system just can't take it in quick enough. Let's talk about where we expect storms for the rest of this evening and tomorrow morning. We'll show you all the radars, and we'll talk about the effects of this cold front. The front dropping south, still a few storms here. The risk of severe weather has gone downhill. In fact, there are no severe thunderstorm watches out from the Storm Prediction Center. We had one which expired 30 minutes ago in parts of the Carolinas, but that has even expired. But even though there's not a watch out, doesn't mean you can get severe weather, and we have some severe weather to talk about. It's being caused by this front, big push of cool air, this front lifting up the warm, humid air across the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Now in the next day or so, these storms are going to be heading off the coast, throw moisture back into Boston. So even though the front has moved through, for those of you in Boston and Providence and out around Framingham, the rains will continue for one more day. Let's talk about the storms now. Here they are. Look at this cluster here now north of Philadelphia, and the rains moving into Boston, Worcester, through the Berkshires. Let's go in a bit closer and show you what's going on. Talk about the rains here. Heavy rainfalls now moving right over towards the Delaware Water Gap, right along I-78. These will move in towards Piscataway, Elizabeth, Newark, and eventually into the city over the next couple of hours with some heavy downpours. But notice west of here, as you cross the Pocono Crest Line and out towards the Lehigh Valley, skies are looking better. Less rainfall on the radar. It will be clearing up overnight tonight. Rains now in Connecticut, up around the Groton area, back towards New Canaan, right along the Merritt Parkway. And you can see those showers dying out as they hit Baltimore and D.C. That's because you had the rain earlier today, and that kind of stabilized things. And now these storms are moving into cooler, more stable air, and they're losing their punch. But not so in the Carolinas, kind of interrupting your beach weekend or your beach evening. Not your beach weekend, but your beach evening from the Outer Banks down towards Surf City. Rain right along Highway 17. Look out around Charleston. Looks like some storms are coming right in along I-26, right in towards the Battery. And we've got some rain north and west of Savannah. If those storms hold together, you may get some rain. And now a warning up for Blount County, just north of the Smoky Mountains, and for northern Sevier and Knox County here between Knoxville and the mountains. Those storms are moving south at 15 to 20. A lot of rain around the Champaign-Urbana area, and a tornado warning now continues in Huron County, southwest of Cleveland. We've had reports of funnel clouds, even a sighting earlier in Huron County, or rather in Lorain County. These storms are dropping south. Watch out right in this area as the storms move south. Take cover if you're watching us tonight from those areas. Temperatures cooling off, dew points coming down, all signs of a cold front moving on through. Remember, dew point just measures the moisture in the lower layers of the atmosphere, and you can see how it's scouring out those 60-degree dew points. Those of you in Chicago enjoying that 58 now. 46 is a dew point in International Falls. And why is this cool, dry air destined to move south and east? Because of the steering winds, the old jet stream. There it is, coming right out of Canada. And that will transport, or advect, as we say in meteorology, the fall-like weather to the eastern seaboard. We'll have more on that in the forecast, but first, check in on the rain in the west. Here's Christina.
Well, the monsoonal flow in the west continues. Rain has been reported in much of the desert southwest today. Although not directly associated with the monsoonal flow, heavy rain did fall in Albuquerque, New Mexico today. Scattered showers moved through the area, causing some localized flooding. Highs climbed into the mid-80s, but did cool off during the downpours. Tomorrow, the forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with another chance of scattered thunderstorms. Well, here's our satellite view, and we do see that monsoonal moisture in place. And underneath these bright white clouds, we've got a lot of wet weather. Scattered showers and storms. Some of the storms have been severe, and some of the rain has been quite heavy. And again, we have had some flooding problems already in parts of Arizona and New Mexico, and we could also have some problems around the Denver area. We'll take a closer look at that coming up. Most of the west coast quiet, but here as we head through the Four Corners region and northward into Wyoming and even into Montana, we see rain and storms. Some of these storms have been rather nasty in Wyoming and in Montana. A look at the radar picture out of the southwest. We still see the scattered showers and storms with that monsoonal moisture flowing in. At the heating of the afternoon, we do see an increase in the number of showers and storms out there. Again, around Denver, you've been pounded with persistent rain, and you've had some storms as well. The northwestern suburbs and Boulder and Longmont, urban and small stream flood advisories in effect for you. Some of the streams are full, and with these slow-moving areas of rain and storms and heavy amounts of rain falling, you could have some additional problems. Look out for that. Of course, the storms continuing. Each dot here represents a lightning strike, so we still see the activity going strong. Also, we've seen some rather warm temperatures.